There's a very pleasing to the eye montage of various artistic clips. It's very psychedelic in a way of all the visual art forms we see. Everything is carefully placed and there only needs to be light use of sounds. Little things like the knives scraping help certain visual aspects of the film stand out. There's a sense of danger with the whole thing. The knives and the sound of the heart and the blood and the use of red, like I'm watching a murder or ritual be performed. Especially with the scenes in the fire. It's very witchy and dark, but it's still in a beautiful, mesmerizing way. To be pagan is to worship gods through the use of nature.
I think the visual, in particular, the animation, links very well with the title. I think it's a very interesting title as well. It's very experimental, and there's elements of absurdism, which is what sort of connected the paradigm of paganism, well, not the pirate, which connected paganism, the sort of deviating from the norm in a very mystical way. So I think that the sort of larger thing to point at towards the short is the animation and how that is obviously used to portray and take you to the extent that that regular live action can't take you to, especially when it comes to this title, theme, and the experimental theme and the absurdism theme.
Feels like a ritual. The whole movie feels like a ritual. I wish I'd watched it on the big screen because the whole movie is an experience. Obviously, way more than a narrative movie can be. I think I appreciate it a lot, and I watched it only on a small screen. I think the best way to see it is when you're completely immersed in it on the big screen. It's a very disturbing film. A lot of the images are very disturbing, but in general, the atmosphere that it manages to create is incredibly disturbing. And I liked how they used black and white. Some images are black and white, some of them are colors, and sometimes the two are kind of mixed in a way that is very beautiful.
It's a certain type of witchcraft experience, right? There is this sort of nuance of this spirituality being trending. So for us to kind of get into these pagan roots and just find this exploration that we have between humanity and this insect culture, we see this in the way that the experimental editing is set foot within the cinematography, um, as they use the mirror imaging within the film. Very often, they change and really focus and enhance these moments of red, which is a bold, bloody color. And so we kind of see this moment of expression and movement along within these pieces of exploring these avenues.
I loved that there was no dialogue. I loved that it let the music kind of dictate how you should be or where you kind of should be emotionally watching it, and then it just let it happen. And you there's this kind of beautiful surrender when you aren't trying to pay attention to the dialogue. You aren't trying to make sure you're not missing anything, and you can just let go and watch. I've had these kind of cuts where you see what's going on and then it cuts to black and then you get a little bit more and it cuts to black, and there's a distinct lack of fluidity, lack of flow, lack of smooth kind of, not transitions, but like a smooth quality to the film, because you are jumping from cut to cut. You are you're not shedding a ton of light about what's going on, which I thought was so smart and worked really, really well in the end.
This usage of black and white with all these pagan rituals, which is, as the title suggests, we indeed, there's a lot of paganism in this film, from the spiders to the blood to these rituals that we see. I think it was very eye-catching, and overall it was very interesting to see how the story developed, just using different framings that kept appearing on the screen one after the other. I think it was that kind of movie that really makes you smell the art.
It has so many addition effects that they are provoking, mysterious, even sensual imagery at points. Sometimes even disturbing, but it is engaging altogether and very visually appealing.